What's up guys, this is Nightwing2303 and Geronimon from WearTesters.com. Today is WearTesters Trash Talk, and today we're going to be going over a few topics, the first of which is Avengers Age of Ultron, probably one of the bigger movies this year, and for comic book nerds, one of the biggest movies ever.
Absolutely.
So, what did you think? Let me know what your likes, dislikes, and your favorite scene was.
Okay, going into the movie, I thought Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were gonna suck. Wrong. They were great. Liked it. I even liked Hawkeye, which was it was the consensus weak part of the first Avengers. Everyone loved to make fun of Hawkeye. I do feel like they pushed him a little bit too much, like, hey, we're trying to make Hawkeye cool.
I feel like they developed his character where they didn't before.
Exactly, it's true. So they definitely forced the issue, but it worked out. Worked out great. Of course, you're always gonna love Tony Stark. You're always gonna love Captain America. Speaking of those two, one thing I didn't like was that they would argue, and you're like, oh snap, Civil War, Civil War.
Stop.
And then they like made up every time. Every time they fought, you were like, dude, it's getting real. And then they kissed and made up. I didn't like that. Stick with the theme. If you're gonna do Civil War like that, make them hate each other. At the end of the movie, they were like bros. So my favorite scene of the movie, I would just probably have to say the opening scene, right? Like, they were in the snowy environment, they all jump out, and it's that nice shot at an angle where it has all the Avengers.
Out of everything in the whole movie, that was your favorite scene?
It just set the tone, because remember when the Colonel was like, I'm not going to surrender. And he turns around and said, I'm going to surrender.
That fool surrendered hella quick.
It was awesome. It set the tone for the movie. Oh, you know what? Actually, I have to take that back. Thor hammer scene.
That was dope.
Yo, that was awesome. And Thor's facial expression when Cap nudged it was
butter.
Classic.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then later on, the Vision just dropped.
In the comics, he is worthy.
My girlfriend's really quiet during movies. She doesn't react. She'll giggle, but you know, she likes when the movies are quiet. She gets mad when I scream like a nerd, like, yes!
Yeah.
When Vision did his thing, she was like, whoa, like real loud, and I looked, I was like, yeah, that was
I let out a no when that happened.
It was crazy. It was perfect. What did you like and not like about Avengers?
What I liked was Hawkeye's development, because we know everybody already.
Exactly.
So that was just, in my opinion, I thought that was great. Some people didn't like it, but whatever. I also liked how they poke fun at everything. Everything that people complain about, all the nerd rage that happens online, the keyboard warriors, they made fun of all of it. I thought that was great. The action was fantastic. From the beginning to the end, non-stop.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I need to go watch it a few more times, because I feel like I missed stuff. You know what I mean? I definitely loved that scene with the hammer, both of them, because with the Vision they introduce him so fast, which is a dislike of mine, where all of a sudden, you know, he's there and we've already had the Ultron issue, and like you said, Cap is kind of like, oh, okay, you know what I mean, and we're all kind of like, wait a minute, I
mean, I get it, he got the hammer up, and
he
wasn't skeptical.
Yeah, that's where I feel like, at least when they did that, it was like a straight up, like, this dude is so good that he can pick up something else's hammer, like a god's hammer, you know what I mean? And so that was like, for me, that was like the easiest, cleanest way to just be like, chill out, he's with us, let's keep him moving.
You could still play off it though. Cap could be like, he's too powerful, or you know, he's
well, there's always going to be, because that's what we're going to be seeing in Batman vs Superman. So
I mean, that's the overall
the godlike thing, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's one of those things, but I definitely liked how they did all of that stuff. Something that a lot of people ask is, did you like it as much as the first movie? I don't know if I liked one more than the other. I just know that this one didn't have the fantastical feel, just because we've seen it before. At this point, this is the second one, obviously. The ending I thought was great, where they introduced the new Avengers, and that I was like, and it was based in the West Coast. I think it was like somewhere near the Bay Area, San Francisco or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, it was in upstate New York.
Was it?
Yeah, but Ant-Man's in the Bay.
Oh, that's who. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to be in Civil War too.
Yes.
But yeah, hopefully they do introduce the West and the East coast type thing. I think that'd be cool. But so I really liked all of that stuff. The dislikes for it, I didn't like Quicksilver's accent.
Okay.
It was just a weird kind of thing.
If you know that actor though, it's good for him. He's not that good.
Yeah, no, I don't like his voice as it is.
Right.
I thought that, like, I remember seeing him in Kick-Ass first, and then hearing him in an interview, and I was like, why is everybody British? Like,
British takeover,
you know what
dude.
I mean? Like, I was like, even Superman is like that, man. And I was like, God.
It's crazy.
You know, so that's where I'm just kind of like thrown off at first, because I'm like, these guys can do better American accents than I can. And I'm born and raised here.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, that's his name. He was so bad in Godzilla. I was like, dude, he's Quicksilver? What?
I didn't think... Well, see, that's where, like... When he died... spoiler alert.
Right. Big spoiler.
Big spoiler, yeah. I didn't have a problem with it, although I did think it was weird. Just because, like, I was like, why would you waste all of that time introducing something? And I thought it was cool that they threw us for a loop thinking that it would be Hawkeye.
Because they build up his character so much.
They show you that they make you think, and plus there's a lot of speculation before, and that's what I mean is that they totally trolled all the trolls.
True.
So everybody was like, yeah, Hawkeye should die, blah blah, all this stuff, and then they make you think towards the very end that fool's really gonna die, and then they're like, just kidding.
Yeah.
So
nope.
You know, so I liked all of that stuff. But yeah, I just didn't like the accent. Another thing that I didn't like was, and this is a small thing, was Ultron's lips moving.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
With a robot. That shit bothered me.
Literally doesn't make sense. I agree, it brings more character to that.
But it was weird. It was weird, bro. It was like seeing Chucky. Like, that's where I was... Maybe it added to his creepy factor. I don't know.
It's weird, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense, because when you look at his face, there's no way that part should be moving like that.
I was trying to, like, be like, oh, maybe it's that synthetic skin that they were...
Yeah.
But he never applied it to himself, so I was just kind of like, man, what the hell? So yeah, so I just thought that he had little teeth. It just looked weird, man. It just was like really creepy. He was super funny though. I didn't think that he would be funny.
That's one thing I didn't like. I didn't think he was as badass as he could have been. He was a little bit more sarcastic.
He was like a Tony Stark, but bad.
Yeah, so, which is essentially what he is, right? Yeah. In the trailer, he seemed a lot more philosophical.
In the trailer, he seemed downright like he was about to annihilate.
Yeah, but in this one, he was kind of just... I don't want to use the word silly, but I mean, he kind of was, right?
Yeah, well, and that's where, with the lips and stuff, it's kind of weird, bro.
Yeah.
So, what was the accent that they were doing? Because it was like some fake country.
Yeah, it's Sokovia.
Okay, so the whole movie's kind of silly.
Yeah, true.
So,
I mean,
you know
it's
what I mean?
Avengers.
Exactly, so we can't take anything too seriously, but those are the minor things. As far as my favorite scene, the Hulkbuster thing is hard to top. Like, that was legit. Like, that was a cool...
How fast can we buy this building? Boom, 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 boom.
That was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was really dope, and then the little stuff that they set up, the small scenes when Hulk is in the ship by himself, that's straight out of World War Hulk. Like,
really?
Like, oh yeah. And so some of these things were like, they give you like little like nerd teases and stuff, and I was like, dude, this is sick.
You know, the thing with these types of movies, to say which one did you like more, the first or the second one, to me, like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It only matters if the second one was like actually considerably worse than the first one. That's when it matters.
If we got a Batman and Robin, we'd have a problem.
We'd have a problem. But it was,
we didn't.
I would say it's probably just as good as the first one, right? They're different.
Yeah, like I said, I can't say which one's which. I wouldn't even put them on equal playing fields just because it was like two totally different things.
True.
You know what I mean? I think the Civil War thing that's going to happen, that is where I'd like to... That's going to show you what the tone is for the rest of the universe.
The Cap movies are the best movies.
I love the Captain
They're the
America
best movies.
Nobody
Thor, Iron Man, no.
Nobody
Cap
believes
is
me.
the best one.
The first Captain America was one of my favorite Marvel films, and my wife still doesn't like that movie. It puts her to sleep every time.
It's because it takes place back in the day.
I love period pieces, dude.
But speaking of that, they did not set up Civil War as good as they could have, but we still like it.
Okay, so that's one minor negative, is the jumping was a little bit weird.
Yeah. Alright, well, staying on the comic book section, lexicon, you should say, Suicide Squad has been dropping official release photos, and then since they're not on closed sets, there's been like leaked set photos, which I don't want to call them leaks because they're
official.
They're doing it in public. You're gonna get this. The studio knows that. So far, out of everything we've seen from Suicide Squad, are you more excited or are you concerned?
I'm not concerned at all, but there's some weird shit going on in that movie.
I'm concerned. Tell me what you think is weird, and then I'll say why I'm like concerned.
So as far as just the cast photo, or I wouldn't say the cast, but the character photo, the lineup that they did,
right?
Everybody looks okay except for Croc. Croc looks like the Thing from the Fantastic Four movies.
Okay.
And he also looks like this bad guy from the Double Dragon movie. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
No,
well, he gets
before
like,
my time.
Yeah, it's way before your time.
Yeah.
He gets souped up and blown up into like this big bubbly guy, and that's what this guy looks like. It's practical effects gone wrong.
Right.
Like that should have been a CG Croc. Maybe it will be because Croc has stages in the books. So maybe this is first human stage, and then he'll become a Croc. I'm not sure.
It's too early for special effects, anyways, right? So they might have just put that guy in there.
No, because that was straight up Killer Croc before he turns into an actual crocodile guy. He's called Croc because he's got scaly skin and all this weird shit. So it just looked funny. His head was like huge, and then the body was not that big. Everybody else I thought looked fine. Deadshot, I mean, I'm a Will Smith back in the day fan. The guy kind of rubs me the wrong way. If anything that they've said is true, and that's really this guy's character, it kind of sets me off, like being like, yeah, okay, like you might, like I might get some laughs out of you, but if you're really that much of a douche or whatever,
right, then
maybe I'm not really into you like that. But otherwise, just looking at him, I think he looks fine. Harley Quinn, I think, looks good. She's pretty hot, that chick. I don't know who she is, but yeah, a lot of people have an issue with her costume that they've showed so far, but it's all stuff from the books, so it shouldn't be an issue. Then we have the Joker. That's the one where I'm kind of like, I don't know, bro. Like, the tattoos are redundant, to say the least.
They're not even creative. They just say, haha. There's one on his back that says, kick me. It's like, there's nothing
if that
creative.
Picture was even real. We don't know if that... See, the one that they put on Instagram with the, like this?
Yeah.
The Home Alone pose? That was a real... That was a real photo, but that other one where it shows Harley tattooing him, we don't know if that was real. I think the big smiles are dumb. He's got one on the palm, and he's got one here, so it's like if you're doing the Batman cake thing, smiling, and then it's like, oh, you want me to be quiet? Smiling. You know, I think that's dumb. And then the damaged one I really don't like.
Yeah, definitely not. And like, the grills, what about the grills?
I didn't like the grill at first, but then somebody left a comment on my Instagram post of that picture where I said, like, if you remove the tattoos and the grill, he looks just like the Joker that I'd imagined from the comic books. Like, that's what I thought, like, Heath Ledger might have looked like. And then when they surprised us with how he looked, right? Yeah. This one, he looks the way that you would imagine the Joker to look like, but then they surprised us or threw us off with the weird tattoos and the grill, right? And this dude said if he gets into all these fights with Batmans over the years, Batman's going to be knocking his teeth out. Right. Maybe they're just fake teeth. And I was like, if that's true, I think that's kind of cool.
I mean... Sure, but my take on the Suicide Squad, let me go on Joker since it's just what you explained, like everything you just said, like I don't like the tattoos, I get that whole grill thing that you just said, but to me, it just kind of felt a little underwhelming. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. If you've seen other episodes of the Trash Talk, you guys know that I'm really excited for Suicide Squad. Probably more so than you. So everything on paper, like without seeing anything visual, reading, David Ayer, who's directing, love his movies. Margot Robbie was great in Wolf of Wall Street. Will Smith, Till I Die, we share the same birthday. Dude, he was like my guy when I was growing up, so it's kind of hard for me to hate him. So everything on paper, but everything visually, I get more and more concerned. And the reason why I say this is because we saw the Batman v Superman trailer, right? Pretty serious. Everything in it was serious, political overtones, everything. Yeah. This is a shared universe. We know this because we've seen Ben Affleck on the set of Suicide Squad.
To cut you off, though, we don't know the tone of this movie.
I know, but everything we're seeing works against that.
Only if it's as goofy, like in motion, as it looks on the guy can be like a complete schizo.
Yes, true. I agree.
Like, we don't know how they're going to play them.
We've seen Wonder Woman's costume, right?
Yes.
There was no red, white, and blue, right?
It was like very dark tones.
Very dark tones. Now you got the Joker, bright green hair, Harley Quinn, colorful.
Yeah, but you got
it works against each other.
Nah, you got to. It was a white backdrop, lots of light.
Yes.
I mean, the movies are going to be filmed dark, like the backdrop of the Suicide Squad photo, but you could tell that was a green screen type thing where they weren't in front of that backdrop, you know what I'm saying? Yes. So they had a lot of light on those characters as well, just so you could see the details, but I'm sure it's going to be super gritty, filmed very dark, like low light and all that stuff, just to give it like definition and stuff. And we don't even know if those tattoos are real. It could just be to put out there to people that somehow might not know who the Joker is. I know that sounds weird, but if...
That's stupid.
I know, but if these people don't know who the Joker is, these tattoos explain everything very quickly. I'm not worried yet because we haven't really seen anything. All we've seen is images, And I mean, you can put me and you in a Batman Superman costume, low light, and take a snapshot and be like, yo, those guys are either will look stupid or will look really cool.
Probably badass.
Maybe you, but I'm not going to look very badass. Well, but that's all I'm saying though, is that we don't know, you know what I mean, like what really is there. So all we do is we see something and we're just kind of like, It's kind of like when you see a shoe for the first time and instantly you're kind of like, oh, those are trash. But then maybe they play unbelievably awesome and you end up really loving them or something. So,
I can see that.
You know what I mean?
Kind of like the KD5.
Exactly.
So the Suicide Squad is like the KD5, man.
Or the KD8.
Oh.
Yeah.
WearTesters.com, go check it out.
You never know.
Alright, well, moving away from comics and movies and things like that, which we've been doing a lot of, quite frankly, because
it's awesome.
It's awesome, and sneakers right now, we're just kind of getting the last colorways out.
Well, yeah, it's been fairly slow.
Yeah, there's nothing new, but stay tuned. Let's talk about the rumored price for the Curry 2. Under Armour Curry 2, there's some leaked photos, and a rumored price of $140, which is a $15 increase from the $125.
No, they're $120.
They're $120?
Yeah.
So $20.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about the price increase?
That's an MVP increase, and I personally don't like it.
Have they learned nothing? Has the sneaker world learned nothing from what Adidas is doing? Look, Adidas, okay, maybe they've lost their step. You could argue that they're making steps back.
They're making a comeback,
but they've been scrambling.
Oh yeah, no, there's no. I'm the first person to say that the 110. We're talking about the Rose here. They went from 110 to 160 overnight, basically, within the MVP season, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right after the MVP season.
Huge mistake. You just isolated your customers into a group of, well, at first they were here, now all of a sudden you're saying that the shoe's premium. The shoe wasn't premium, okay?
No.
It wasn't. It was the same EVA foam. It was not. There was nothing in there that was premium. They
didn't even bring new tech to that.
That's what I mean, is that there was nothing innovative about it. So with Under Armour, we don't know tech specs, first off. Second off, there was the MVP thing. Third off, it's only a $20 price increase. It's not $40 or whatever it was, or $50 price. Well, between the 110 to 160.
Right.
It's like a $50 increase. You know, we don't know everything, but I will stress that, like Adidas, you can very quickly turn off your customers, and Under Armour has just obtained those customers.
They can't afford this. They can't. Well, I mean,
they can afford it.
We don't know. They can't. They have very little room for error like that, because most people are skeptical about Under Armour already. Let's not beat around the bush. I would say most of the people wearing Under Armour basketball shoes right now are because of Curry, right? Yeah. That's why they're wearing them. If they do anything to put off a switch of a negative tone, like, wow, why am I paying this much? And they don't outperform X, Y, Z.
That's the thing, though, is that most likely, based off of track record, they will perform at a high level.
Yes.
Okay, so we can see, like with the Suicide Squad, we don't know what they're doing yet.
Right.
So we could be a little worried, a little concerned. With Under Armour, we know what they've done up until now, and so we can be safe to assume that, hey, maybe they know what they're doing as far as performance goes, right?
Right. We know that, though.
Yes, but you got to compare this 140 to the shoe that's going to be next to it on the shelf. KD8, rumor, 175.
Right, yeah.
Wow, 140 is looking pretty good.
Yes.
Okay.
The Rose is 140 right now, though.
And Rose just came back.
You know what's crazy? Go to Adidas homepage. Rose is everywhere. It wasn't like that a month ago, I promise.
Yeah, no, a game winner will do that to you.
Yes, so they're really pushing Rose's shoes. But, I mean, Rose is 140 right now. The Curry one is going to be 140.
That's where you're going to be able to really compare. Like, right now you have, I'm going to call them the rookie class as far as signatures go. They're not rookies, though. But you have Kyrie, you have Curry.
Dame.
Lillard, and...
Wall.
Was it Wall?
Wall.
Yeah, I guess. He's had a shoe before, but whatever.
Yeah, but those are extinct.
Yeah, but we don't count those. So you have those four guys all within the same price range, really. Curry's being the most expensive and the most bang for your buck. It just gives you the most tech for your money. So for $10 more, basically, compared to those 2 out of the 3 others left over, the Curry gives you much more for your money, right? So there's that. So if you just compare all of that stuff together, the Curry is the best option there, and so you would assume the next one is going to be the same. They're probably going to be bumping up the prices for at least the Kyrie.
Yes.
Okay? And again, it's still going to be their lower budget model because we're looking at a 175 for the KD, which was their cheapest option. Meaning that the Curry is still going to be an obtainable shoe by that measure. Now, if you compare price to price, if the Rose stays at 140, so next year the Rose 6, and we've seen leaked images of those too. I mean, those things look like monsters, dude. Where I think 140 for full-length boots like that, that's where Under Armour can mess up.
Right.
Where that $20 or $10 or whatever the price difference would be, 120 versus 140, $20 difference, that would save a purchase right there on your behalf.
Where I'm looking at it is, let's say we're talking about customers that don't watch our videos, don't follow sneaker community stuff, nothing. They're just dudes who go to Foot Locker and that's all they know, right? Whatever's on the shelf, that's all they know. They go see the Curry 2 and they see that it's 140. I'm worried that people are going to be like, what happened? And they're not going to get it.
If that's the case, then they're going to lose those people.
Which is really the people you need.
It is the people that they need, but they're maybe that those are the same people that bought the Curry 1 and they're thinking, now I need the Curry 2.
I mean, look, it doesn't hurt that Curry just won the MVP,
no,
right?
All I will say with the price increase is that it's not going to, shoo away customers the way that the Adidas price increase did, but it will make other people definitely give a second or third thought because there are going to be other shoes close to that price range, and that's where you're going to say, hey, what's the better bang for my buck? I'll pick Boost over Micro G.
I'll pick Micro G over Boost. So the 140 price increase, in my opinion, they better bring it with the performance, right? So far from the pictures, I know this is like they're not even the best pictures.
Well, that's the other side.
Yeah.
Visually, take prices out of the equation. Take names off of shoes, brands off of shoes, logos, things like that. If the shoe is not visually pleasing or aesthetically pleasing, sorry.
It's not from what we've seen. But as far as the tech goes, there's a couple things I want to bring up. You saw the chrome on it, right? Under Armour Scorpio, which was an interesting model, had a chrome version and a non-chrome version. The chrome version costs more.
So if that's the case,
if they're doing that, look, they might just come out with just chrome, not an unchrome version, right?
Tech Specs also said that there was carbon fiber on the shoe, which could be the reason for the price increase.
Which is fine. So there might be a price difference between like a chrome Curry 1 and then an unchrome Curry 1. I just want to say that. Also,
pure speculation.
Yeah. Also, you talked about carbon fiber, something new on the Curry 1. Also, the material.
That's something new, period, to Under Armour.
Exactly.
They haven't gone that premium. They have great products for what they offer, but they haven't gone past a certain mark.
So that's a good thing. And then the material, the upper. You don't have this shoe, but I do. Speedform Apollo Vent. It looks exactly like the material down to the pattern. And we have the Speedform Gemini, and this back panel here is basically what it is.
Yeah.
All that compared to chrome, the carbon fiber, and that material. I don't know if that's going to quantify a 140 price increase because the Gemini is 130 and all the other Speedforms are 100.
Adidas does the same thing though.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't work for them.
Well, obviously, but they made the Crazy Light Boost heel only.
Yeah.
And then they had a runner that my wife actually runs in, and it was $100 versus $140, and it had segmented heel and forefoot boost.
It's because famous people are wearing the Crazy Light Boost.
Well, of course. Well, see, that's the whole point, though, is that like they think because of the small additions that they're going to add to it, plus the MVP caliber, boom, $20 price increase. Like I said, $20 isn't all that much as long as they still bring it with everything.
Right.
Okay. But if they drop the ball on one little thing, you're gonna lose a lot of customers. And I mean, a lot might be 10, a lot might be, 1,000. I don't know. But all I know is that you don't want to, really push pricing when that is one of your biggest sticks or whatever. Is that you get a great performance shoe for the price.
Right. We'll see.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the whole thing. Is that we're just gonna have to wait and see. We don't even know if that shoe was the actual Curry 2.
Right.
Under Armour hasn't officially confirmed anything.
Right.
So for all we know, it could just be some scrapped model.
And also, for all we know, what if sneaker prices as a whole jump next year or next season?
They jump every quarter.
So the 140 might be the new 120.
That's exactly what I'm saying though. Is that when you're comparing apples to apples as far as prices go. Then you're going to start comparing tech to tech. When you're looking at everything on the shelf as a whole. You see the Curry 2 next to the KD 8, and you're like, oh wow, these are both really cool. What is the price for the KD? 175, 140, thank you. Sure. You know what I mean? So you almost feel special that you got to shoot for that price.
Yeah.
And it's almost consumer brainwashing.
Right.
But, you know.
All I know is, save your money.
Yeah.
Next season's going to be crazy. I mean, that pretty much takes care of everything. We went through everything. Let us know what you guys think about what we talked about. What did you think about Avengers? Did we spoil Avengers for you? If so, we are sorry. Let us know what you think about Suicide Squad. Are you excited or more worried now? And also, Curry 2. Would you have a problem paying $140 for the Curry 2?
And how do you even justify? Because I know that you're going to say $140 is too much, and you got a closet full of Nikes. I can guarantee it. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm kind of like, you know, if you're paying a certain price, you can't complain about a lower price even though it was increased. But what do you think about it? If you do think that the price increase is not justified, be specific and tell us why. They're going to be listening to you anyways because they really read comment sections. It's kind of amazing.
That is the nicest way I've ever heard someone say, don't troll comment this video. So come on, don't do it.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that, but that's the truth though, is that these guys, they do read everything.
Right.
And if you want change, you gotta just go at it and really be very specific and tell the companies like it is, but in a nice way. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know in the comment section. Sorry for rambling for that last few minutes, but hopefully we'll chop it all down to be cohesive. So make sure to check out WearTesters.com for all your performance review needs, all your sneaker news, and all that kind of good stuff. Anything else to add?
Have a good day, guys.
Cool. We're gonna go play basketball. So until next time, guys. Have a good one.